All right, we are going to talk about the PHR and SPHR exam preparation orientation. And one of the things that often is asked of us is, what is the relationship between HR Coach LLC, Train Me Today, HRCI, and HRCP? Everybody thinks that we are somehow related, and the truth is we are not. So HR Coach LLC and Train Me Today, we're the same company. So HR Coach LLC was originally formed for the purpose of doing HR consulting, but then at some point we realized that people don't really need HR consulting, or at least that's not what we wanted to do. People really need training and they really need education. And so we decided to put HR Coach aside and become a training company. And so that's when we got the DBA Train Me Today. So the legal name of the company, like if you guys get any receipts or anything like that from us, it's going to come from HR Coach LLC. But the company, basically everything we do is called Train Me Today. Now, HRCI stands for Human Resources Certification Institute, and they are actually a real organization for the purpose of testing. So they test human resources practitioners on their breadth of knowledge, and that's all they do. They're not an association like SHRM or anything else. They are an accredited testing exam organization, and they have the PHR California, they have the PHR, the SPHR, the international certification. They have a couple of different other ones. The only ones that we actually teach, the APHR. We teach the APHR, which is your entry-level human resources certification. We teach the PHR California, which is very specific to California. And then we teach the Professional and Human Resources, the Federal PHR program, and the Senior Professional and Human Resources, which is also federal as well. HRCP is the Human Resources Certification Preparation Program, and they are actually the people who provide us with your materials. So you'll receive 5 books and a myriad of online practice exams that will come through HRCP. Again, we're not related to HRCP in any way either, but we do and have been purchasing their materials for at least 10 years. So we have kind of created a good relationship with them, and they've been very good to us as well, and very good to our students. All right, any questions on the differences in the 3 organizations? We all clearly work together to make sure that you pass the exam. Actually, HRCI isn't as concerned that you pass as we are. They are basically just giving out the exam, and they cannot give us any information about the exam. And so we really have no idea what's going to be on the exam. We only know what the breadth of knowledge is that is expected of a human resources person to be able to pass that exam. Okay, the goal of this course is to successfully pass the PHR or the SPHR exam. It is also to broaden your breadth of knowledge and to make you a better human resources person. So there's a couple of checkpoints, we like to call them, that will keep you on track. And the whole reason, you guys are all smart, you're all experienced human resources practitioners. Our job as instructors for this course is to keep you on track. So you'll have many tools that we have provided for you. The syllabus is going to be one of them, and that's going to be your path that you're going to follow over the next 12 weeks. You're going to have in-class time with your instructors. You get 90 minutes a week with your instructors where they will not lecture you. Don't expect to walk into that class and put your head on your desk and listen to a lecture. Those lectures are available to you in the TMT online Moodle classroom. So when you go into class, what you can expect is to be having an interactive conversation with your instructor. You are required to post into the blog or to email your instructor at least 2 discussion questions from the functional area that you're working in at the time every single week, okay? HRCP.com is where you will go to take your practice exams, and there's 2 practice exams for each unit, and you will want to finish those before you come to class. The reason why is because let's say you get a question wrong on that exam, you're going to want to bring that question to class and discuss it. Your instructor will also be able, and I'm going to take you over there and show you in a little bit, to kind of check up on you and make sure that you're doing your exams. And then the place that you'll go to listen to your lectures is tmtonline.moodle.school. Also, there is a final exam that is due, and that's also where your syllabus resides. There's tools in there for supervisors. I've been working too long. There are tools in there for your instructors that they can use that are not available to you. But there are other tools in there that are available to all students. And so we're going to go over that tonight. So this is how the program works. We've got orientation, which is tonight, where we're going to go over your syllabus and we're going to go over the technical aspects of the program. Each week, you will be reading your HRCP books, you will be listening to your online lectures, and you will be taking your practice exams. You can take those practice exams over and over again. Somewhere around week 6, your instructor is going to go in and take a look at your grades and give you a little progress report. So you'll come into class and your instructor will potentially ask you to, stay after class or shoot you an email or something and let you know that you're really falling far behind. There will be, at the end, there will be 2 final practice exams that you have to take. One of them will be through the HRCP website, and the other one will be through the TMT Online Moodle School. And then the whole point is that you'll actually take your HRCI exam, okay? Okay, so you've met Sharonda and you have met Kathy. Have any of the other instructors come in? Aleda, Pamela? Nope, they must be coming into the 6:30 class then. Okay, so as a reminder, in class every week, you will not hear lectures. You will come in and one of 2 things will happen. Your instructor will probably at one point give you some type of a sort of a Q&A type situation, terms and concepts where they're going to go over it, and it'll be like a flashcard situation where you will be grilled in class on what you know already. And if you just sit there, it doesn't do you any good to go to class and just sit there. These are very small classes, by the way. I don't think we have, our largest class, I believe, is 7 people. Most of our classes are 5 people or 4 people. So it's really treated like a study group. It's not treated like a university lecture at all. It's treated like a study group. You can expect to have about a minimum of 6 to 8 hours a week of study time. So you should set your time up wisely and figure out a way to read your book, listen to your lectures, and do your practice exams. So your practice exams should probably be taking you about an hour to do. Your books, probably a couple of hours. You're listening to your lectures. You can do the lectures, by the way, online. You can download the Moodle classroom and listen to the lectures while you're driving and that kind of thing. And I'll actually show you how to do that before you leave tonight. All right, so let's start by taking a look at the Moodle School. This is where we're going to find your syllabus. And so you should have received already an invitation to join, and hopefully you've already logged in. Your instructor will check on this for you next week in class to make sure everybody's logged in properly. And then you'll have an option to log in right here under navigation, or to log in right here under your course. There's a little bit of instruction here. It says the PHR and SPHR exam prep TMT online Moodle School is designed for your weekly lectures to be listened to prior to attending class. To receive full credit for the PHR and SPHR exam prep class, you must, and this does not, so there are some people who actually just buy this, they don't go to class, so it doesn't apply to them. Listen to all lectures, post 3 questions in the blog each week for discussion in class, take all practice exams on the HRCP website at 90% or more. So in order to get your certificate of completion, you have to pass every one of those practice exams at 90% or more. You must attend at least 10 of 12 classes, including this one tonight. Participate in class as evidenced by chat comments or instructor acknowledgement. Complete the final exam on tmtmoodle.school below with a score of 90% or above. The lectures in TMT Moodle School do not follow the book, so don't expect to have them read to you. However, through HRCP, they will read it to you if you want, but seriously, it's really a snore job. It's so boring. But attempt to impart the wisdom. So the lectures in the TMT Moodle School attempt to impart the wisdom of the instructors who have successfully passed the exams, as well as taught hundreds of students who have also been successful at passing the exams. You can download these lectures to your smartphone from iTunes or Play Store. If you want the book read to you, you have the option on the HRCP website to have it read to you, and I'll show you where that's at in a little bit. You may download the syllabus below. If you want to participate in the blog, please post your comments. And this is how you would do it. You go to Site Pages, Site Blogs, add a new entry, enter your comments, thoughts, or any typos you may find. And it says if you want to participate, that's not an option. You have to participate in order to complete this class. And then it just says, thank you for being the first to use the TMT Online Moodle School. And that's not true anymore, so I need to change that sentence because we've already beta tested this last semester and it worked great. All right, so here's your syllabus. So you're going to do exactly what you see me do right now. You're going to click on it. You're going to open it up. It says Syllabus Fall 2019. You're going to save it to your computer. I would print it off if I were you, and also I would write the dates of each of your classes so that you know what to expect. And when you actually print this out, you'll notice that the dates are not written in here. This is so super tiny. Let me see if I can open this up a little bit. Why is it doing that? Well, this is good enough right here. All right, so you'll see here, all of this up here is just information that I've already told you. Down here is the really important part for you. This is your 12-week blended learning schedule. So you'll see there's no dates here, and that's because everybody, all 5 classes use exactly the same syllabus. So you will need to look at your dates from the class that you're in. So today, clearly, it's 9/11, and that's the orientation for everybody. But next week, it won't be the same. Next week, if your class is on a Monday night, it would say 9/16. If it's on Tuesday, it'll say 9/17. And the following will say 9/18. And so you'll know that when you come to class on 9/16, that you'll be discussing business management, leadership, and strategy. So your homework for that week would have been to read all of Unit 1, which is Business Management, Leadership, and Strategy, and to take the Unit 1A HRPC practice exam. And you'll understand that more once we go look at HRCP. And there's a due date. So each one of your instructors will also go over this syllabus with you again next week in class. So when you get to class, you can expect to review this syllabus again. But before you get there next week, you should read all of Unit 1, and you should take Unit 1A HRPC practice exam, okay? And then the following week, your instructor will start to take over, and they'll talk to you about reviewing all of Unit 1 again and what it is that they're expecting from you to do. So it'll either be terms and concepts or exam, an in-class exam, or some of them get very creative with some of their little pop tests. You never know what they're going to do in class, but it's always a lot of fun, and it's a lot of good energy. Okay, over here it shows you the resources that you'll be using that week. You'll be using HRCP Prep Guide and HRCP.com, and then you'll be using the Moodle Classroom as well. So you'll be going in and out of the Moodle Classroom and in and out of HRCP throughout the entire 12-week period. And so pretty much everything works exactly the same all the way through the 12-week period. On week 12, it's expected that you have completed all of your work. Okay, so on week 12, that's when all of your work is expected to be done and turned in. Now, this will make much more sense to you after I actually take you through what that means. Okay, so you'll download your syllabus. Here you're going to listen to Lecture 1. Once you're done listening to Lecture 1, there will automatically be a little check put over here next to you. So at the end, when we start doing certificates of completion, all we have to do is look at it and go, oh, okay, they've completed all their work, because all these little boxes will be checked. Okay, that means that you listened to all your lectures in the Moodle classroom and you've taken your final exam. This is what I was saying is for the instructors only. That is not for the students. Okay, so the lectures are, some of them are 20 minutes, some of them are 30 minutes. This one is 30 minutes, basically. Now, these lectures are literally housed on YouTube, basically because we don't have enough room to actually house them in our Moodle school, because there's that much involved in them. And someday we'll buy a larger Moodle school and then we'll be able to house them. Okay, next, we'll go over to HRCP. And since it appears I'm already over there, I'll just click on it like this. So you should also have received an invite from HRCP. And you'll log in just like I'm logging in once you've created your account. And then of course you want to save your account and you'll log in like this. Okay. Now you will be taking the tests, and it'll look very similar to this. Actually, it'll look exactly like this, okay? So for Unit 1, you'll see right here that there is an A and a B. And you will, for the first week that you're studying in a chapter, you will take A. In the second week, you will take B. So during the first week, you want to have this done and completed prior to attending class, okay? And the way it works is you just click begin and there's your questions. Super simple. Now, your homework for this week is to take Comprehensive Practice Exam A. So comprehensive means it covers the entire breadth of information that you will learn over the next 12 weeks. And the reason why we want you to do this is we want to see where you're at right now. And then at the end, you'll retake this. So you're only going to take it once. You'll retake it and see how much you've actually learned. Your final exam will be Comprehensive Practice Exam B. That will be your actual final exam. So when class is all over, you're going to retake A just for yourself to see how much you've learned. B is your final exam that has to be turned in, and then you also have a final exam in the Moodle classroom. So why do we want you to do this? Let me show you why. If you go over to the test results, and I hope mine are still in here. So here's my comprehensive practice exam, and it allows us to actually review the questions. And if you go down to view score here, it shows you that in Unit 1, I did 92.3%. In Unit 2, I did 91.7%. Unit 3, I did 76.5%. Unit 4, 87.5%. Unit 5, 87%, and I got 100% in Unit 6. So essentially what that's telling you is that my weak area that I need to study is right here, Unit 3. I'm already there in Unit 1 and Unit 2 because I've proven it by my comprehensive tests. I'm ready to take this. I'm actually ready to take the actual HRC exam for Unit 1 and Unit 2, but not Unit 3. I'm okay in 4 and 5, but so my weak areas that I'm going to study on during the time I'm taking this class is Unit 3, 4, and 5. So I'll still do all the work in Unit 1 and Unit 2, but those are baby for me. That's easy peasy. I already get that. I already understand it. Okay. Clearly, safety, risk management is, no big deal for me. I've got it. Okay. But I'm going to struggle if I don't work on these 3 areas. And each one of you will be able to see exactly the same thing after you take Comprehensive Practice Exam A. Okay? Let me show you now what our instructors get to see. So here we are, we're looking at the web course. And we're going to get the detail of who is in the web course. And so it looks like nobody has signed up for the web course yet. Let's see, we're in here, we have Ontario. Let's see if anybody has signed up to do that yet. No, yes. Okay, so the following students in this course are signed up, but haven't started taking any exams yet. Okay, so we can see your names here. That's Carmela, Sonia, Ray, Eric, and Connie. Okay, let's see what we have in, what are we at? This is the 5:30 class. So we got Murrieta. Let's see what's going on in Murrieta. September 11th. Ontario web. So this means what this tells me is I need to find out why the Marietta class isn't signed up yet. And so I'll check on that. Okay, so here we can see that our web class is Elizabeth, Jessica, two Jessicas, Farah, and Sandra. And Danielle, I don't know, and Daniel Courtney. And Daniel's actually gone in and taken his comprehensive exam. And I'm really pleased that he did, because check it out. So he tried it once, he got 49. He tried it again, he got 57. He hasn't even started studying yet. So by the end of this class, it's going to be fairly easy for him to get a 90% score. All right. So any questions about HRCP or Moodle Classroom?
I have a question.
Okay.
I took my comprehensive test today, but it didn't show up. And can we practice? Can we take that over and over?
I don't want you to take the comprehensive exam over and over. I only want you to take it one time. And why do you think that is?
So we can see our progress, like you said. But it looked like the other gentleman took it twice, you said?
He did. And his teacher will talk to him about that.
Okay.
I don't know why yours doesn't show up, Sonia. Were you registered? Are you a second chance?
No.
No, you're not.
I'm not second chance.
No. I don't know why yours didn't show up. You know what? Let's stay after class and go look, and let's find out, because I'm going to guess she's probably got you signed up in a different class. So that happens sometimes. All right, cool. Thank you.
I think the only two classes missing.
What? Say that again? Oh, Kathy, I think we lost you. Well, Kathy, if you're talking, we can't hear you.
Sorry, I was on mute. Sorry. I was going to say, I think the only two classes HRCP has not set up is Irvine and Marietta, it looks like.
We know why that is, right? That's Kathy's bad luck. It's like every single time her Irvine class doesn't get set up, and we don't know why. But we will fix that, and that will all be set up by tomorrow. Okay, perfect. Okay, so at the end of the class, whether or not you decide to take the exam, we do expect you to take the exam, but if you don't, you're still going to get a certificate of completion if you attend 10 out of 12 classes and that you complete all of the practice exams at 90% and you listen to all of the lectures. You will get a certificate of completion. All right, if you want to shoot your questions out in chat or unmute yourself and shoot your questions out, we are happy to answer them. We do have a couple of FAQs. Let's take a look at these. All right, a lot of students want to know.
Jacqueline?
Yes.
Hi, Jacqueline. This is Joanna Sandoval. And I noticed in the Ontario class, my name did not populate when you were just in there.
Okay, we will fix that after class.
Probably still in the old class.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Okay. All right, is it 12 straight weeks without stopping? No, actually, yes, it is for you guys, because we've got it set up. Almost all of the classes that are in here will go for 12 straight weeks, but there's a couple of the classes that will not end until the week after Thanksgiving. So when you're in class with your instructor, you're going to want to go over those dates and make sure that your class ends the week before Thanksgiving or the week after Thanksgiving. And I saw a question in chat. It says, will you need a laptop? And the answer is not in class, but you're welcome to bring it. Okay, so in class, you won't need to have a laptop because in class, unless you're, you know what, I shouldn't really say that. Your instructor might want you to bring a cell phone or a laptop. It just depends on which instructor you get, if they're going to play any type of games or, you know, something. I don't really know for sure. But you will need a computer in order to take your practice exams. If we miss a class, can we make it up? I am so sorry. We used to have a web class on Thursday nights that you could do it in, but we don't anymore. So there's actually no way to make up a class if you miss it. The first comprehensive practice exam we are required to take before class starts. Should we study for it? No, because again, we want to measure your current breadth of knowledge and then see how much you've learned over the 12 weeks. You'll actually learn that that is an ADDIE, a part of the ADDIE process in class, which is probably going to be a test question about training. So whenever you're going to train somebody, you need to have a pretest, post-test in order to really figure out if your training has any value. What is your overall pass rate? So the pass rate of an individual really depends on their background and their experience and how much they actually put into the class. But overall, our pass rate for the PHR exam is still 89%. We do not have, the average pass rate for SPHR students is somewhere around 50, 51%. For the SPHR students, okay? Ours is a little bit higher than that, but not so much. And we have had many discussions with our instructors as to why we think that is, but we don't have any real scientific evidence as to why that is. How do I link my HRCP practice exams to my instructor? You don't have to do that. Train Me Today gives the instructor information to HRCP by class, and HRCP will set that up for us. And we will take care of all of that tonight and make sure that everything is set up with HRCP correctly before your class begins on Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. For those that have been successful, how did they study? We will go over how to study next week. Here are some quick tips. So one of the things that your instructor is going to do every single week is work with you on the best way to study. They have clearly lots of experience because we've all already passed the exam, so we know what worked for us. However, different people have different ways of learning. And so one of the things that you'll want to work with your instructor on is the best way for you. Some of the study tips that have been given to us over the years is to highlight and tab pages where you have questions. Bring those questions with you to class and go over them with your instructor. Download the Moodle app and listen to the lectures until you cannot stand to hear our voices any longer. Take all of the practice exams until you obtain 90% on each one. Constantly use flashcards when you have a few minutes, and bring 3 questions per week. So included with your books are a set of flashcards. You need to have those flashcards with you all the time. It's 12 weeks out of your life, and it's 12 weeks of devoted study. And so if you have your flashcards in your car and you're sitting in line waiting for fast food, you should be flashing those cards. When will I receive my books? Hopefully everybody has their books. Usually it's within 4 days of the day that you order them, or 4 days from the day that we actually realize that we have a full class. Sometimes if there's holidays or extreme snowstorms or something weird like that, it may take a little bit longer, but I believe everybody does have their books at this point. Are the online lectures the same material as in the book? No. So it says yes and no. Everything in this program is built around the HRCI breadth of knowledge. The foundation of the program is the Human Resources Certification Program. The lectures follow the Human Resources Certification Program pretty closely, but they're not exact at all. Once on HRCP, I can only see the 20-question practice exam. That means that you need to register. Okay, so you should have received an email from HRCP that gives you all the information, your access code, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're only seeing the 20-question practice exams, you need to go in to click register. And if you have other questions about HRCP website, go to info@hrcp.com. They're really good about their customer service. Do you have anything for the car? I commute long distances. Yes, you can download all of the lectures on iTunes or Play Store. Just enter Moodle, open, and then type in, oh, this is not correct. You're going to type in TMT online. We used to call our class a different class. Now we call it TMT Online. Let's see. So you're going to type in TMT Online, okay? So you enter Moodle, open, and then tmt.moodle.school in order to download the program into your smartphone. Now, some additional resources that you might enjoy. There's a man named David Seiler out of South Carolina. He also has another app, and you can buy it on Audible or even Amazon. And if you buy the older versions, it's pretty reasonable. His newer stuff, I think, costs about $15 or something. But if you're the kind of person who likes an app and you want to listen on the while you're commuting, he's also got some really good lectures. So don't think twice about using this. David Seiler, and I believe he's called HR, I can't remember what the name of his company is, but he's good. Okay, we've already talked about your books. I've taken the test before but did not pass, and I was already on the HRCP website, but I can't see my test now. If that happens, contact HRCP and they'll move your scores into the new class. But for Joanna, you don't have to do that because that was not your situation. Your situation was you were in our other class and things went awry. Okay, how many times can we take the practice exams? Unlimited. You can take them. There is, however, sort of an 8-week, oh my goodness. There's an 8-hour period that you have to wait between classes. Between tests first. Should we take the exams on HRCP before every class? Yes. If you don't, you'll just end up being lost. All right, so it says let's get started. So you're going to start out with taking Comprehensive Practice Exam A on the hrcp.com website. So let's look. I saw while I was going through this, I saw lots of questions pop up. Let me go back to chat and see what I can do with that. All right, so I'm going to kind of do them upside down, I think. And I know Kathy's been responding to you. So let's see. While the breadth of knowledge for 2 exams is similar, we are not teaching to the body of knowledge for the SHRM SCP. I guess somebody asked the question, can they take the SHRM SCP? The answer to that question is kind of strange. The body of knowledge for human resources is human resources. It's what we do. Our class, not all, right now at this time, our classes are designed to use the knowledge that we know is required to pass the HRCI exams. You really should be able to take the SHRM SCP exam or CP exam and pass it as well when you complete this class, because you'll have the full body of knowledge. When I took my exam I've never had a study group. I mean, I never had a class to go to when I took my exams. So I took them, all of them, the SHRM SCP, the SPHR, the PHR. The only one I actually studied for was the PHR California, and I didn't really study for it. I created the study guide, and therefore I was studying, okay? So the question is, I mean, to Kathy's point, she's absolutely right. We are not, teaching in this class the SHRM program, but there is no reason why, if you complete this class, that you wouldn't be able to pass that exam.
Can I add something?
Yeah, you can add something.
So, and the reason I wrote what I wrote is because Jacqueline and I, when the SHRM first came out, we were invited to be instructors by SHRM. So we were.
Yeah.
And the material is a little more intense in the CP. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, I don't want you to think that what we are teaching you, while everything Jacqueline just said is true, HR is HR. I have not looked at the SHRM exam for about a year, so I don't know what has changed. And I would not ever want to tell anybody, yes, you could easily pass the SHRM exam just taking this class, because I don't know that for a fact. I don't know what they may or may not have changed in the exam to date, because they're always evolving.
And that's true for HRCI as well. We don't know what is in HRCI exams, and they're always evolving. So the bottom line is, we're going to stretch your brain for human resources. Our program, this particular program, the HRCP program, is designed to address the breadth of knowledge as it is spelled out on the HRCI website. It is not necessarily designed to, SHRM wants to keep all their materials to themselves, and so they would not be real happy if HRCP decided to come up with a study program for the SHRM SCP, because SHRM wants you to buy their materials to take their tests. So I hope that's a clear answer for you. That was Eric, right? So Eric, are you planning to take the SHRM SCP or the SHRM CP?
I want to take both, just so I could be prepared for anything.
Oh, cool. Got it. Okay, you said, and then your other question was, why don't you want us to retake the test again? Did you get a clear answer on that?
Yeah, I mhm.
Okay. And then Ray asked, what's the pass rate? I think we answered that question for Ray. Joanna asked, is the course a combined PHR and SPHR? Yes, it is. And there's a very good reason for that. And the reason for that is the PHR is the foundational HR certification. So it's what you actually do on a daily basis. The SPHR is more of an executive level. So somebody who would be more in a vice president position, and I don't mean by title only, I mean by actual activity. They would need to know the finances, and they would need to have a clear understanding on the budget and how to do a budget, and how to, how to cost out human resources activity and the value of HR, and be able to not just know it, but be able to communicate it to other executives. So that's the SPHR. That's all covered in Unit 1. And so we teach Unit 1 first, so that those of you who are SPHR can really grasp and spend a lot of time understanding business management. Those of you who are taking the PHR, you really don't need to worry about Unit 1 so much. There's a couple of things in it, and we'll point out what they are that you definitely need to know. However, on the SPHR, they also need to know all the foundational stuff. And so that's why we really combine the two classes. Okay, why don't you want us blah, blah, blah. What's the latest we can show? Oh, goodness. What is the latest we can show up to class due to working schedules? Your class either starts at 5:30 or 6. And so, you know, I'm going to say, again, this is 12 weeks out of your work life, 12 weeks. And so you need to commit for 12 weeks to be on time to class. One night a week for 12 weeks. And if your employer doesn't respect that, then I suggest you find a new job, because you only have 90 minutes with your instructor. I'm going to be honest, they'll tell you next week what their bottom line is. And as I said, everybody's different. All the instructors are different. So some may let you walk in the middle of a lecture and not a lecture, there's no lecture, sorry, in the middle of a test. I don't know. But that you'll have to discuss with your individual teacher. All right. Okay, so the download to the Moodle address again. So you might want to just pick up your phone right now and do this if you have one handy, because it's like so much more easier than you even imagine. If you go to, depending on what kind of phone you have, if you go to your Play Store, all you have to do is enter Moodle. And then it'll ask you to open it. So you'll open it. And then you have to type in tmtonline.moodle.school. And it'll pop right up. Okay. Oh, yeah, Gus, no, this orientation doesn't start at, oh goodness. Yeah, we got to go, everybody. So if you're here for the 6:30 orientation, please stay. And if you were here for the 5:30, please go. And the reason why is because we don't have enough room. So thank you. Bye. There's not enough room for everybody to be in one. All right. Let me end this orientation. Stop recording.